Burlington Mayor Marianne Meed Ward is back to talk about what's happening around her city. And welcome back, Mayor.
Great to be here.
So I think we have to start with what everyone is talking about, which of course is Donald Trump and this threat of tariffs on both steel and aluminum and just that across the board 25%. How is the city of Burlington reacting?
Well, I decided to form a tariff task force with two of my colleagues, Kelvin Galbraith, the Deputy Mayor of Business and Red Tape, and Paul Sharman, the Deputy Mayor of Strategy and Budgets, to bring together all the stakeholders that have, that are involved in this. So local businesses, our chamber, our BIAs. It's really intended to be, let's share some information, let's collaborate, let's figure out what the action items might be, and then advocate or bring it through our decision-making bodies to take some action. So this is very serious, and I've been calling some of our local steel companies in Burlington. They're just spinning in terms of what this means for them. In the short term, they can probably absorb some of the tariffs, but long term, this means job losses, businesses closing, and it will be devastating for the U.S. too. Their costs are going to go up. So, a tariff war is never good for any country. And, hopefully saner minds will prevail and nothing will happen in early March. But, it's wait and see for all of us.
Yeah, wait and see. And then it's, of course, hard to prepare for all of it. It keeps changing.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so one of the other things that I did was direct our chief financial officer to look at how we at the city can use our own procurement to support Canadian companies. So we do, province-wide, we do about $290 billion of procurement over the next 10 years. That's roads and bridges and community centers, making sure that we have the ability to favor Canadian local companies. We don't right now because trade agreements prevent that. But, we need to find out from our staff, they'll report back in March, around how exposed we are to U.S. companies, what it would mean to buy Canadian. And I've also asked our communications team to put together some Buy Canadian resources, so residents who want to use their dollars to support local can do that.
I'm starting to see that crop up in the grocery store, a couple little Canada flag stickers.
Yep.
So that was also discussed at the Big City Mayors event that happened last week as well, this Buy Canadian approach, right?
It's a huge issue for our mayors that are directly on the border, mayors that are in Steeltown, of course, right next door, that do a lot of trade with the U.S. So we passed a similar resolution, first of all saying we're here to help. We have a lot of buying power at the municipal level, asking the federal and provincial governments to allow us to use that buying power to support Team Canada, and really encouraging everyone to buy Canadian.
Yeah, well, lots of other topics discussed at this Big City Mayors meeting as well, including housing and homelessness, something we talk about here in Hamilton all the time, something Burlington is also dealing with. What came out of the meeting for this?
We did a number of resolutions. One of them was on policing, and of course, police are being asked to essentially be mental health workers, do a lot of things that we really can't police ourselves out of a homelessness crisis, a mental health and addictions crisis, and we're seeing it on police budgets in the double digits. In Halton, there was an approval for over 14% police budget increase. So we, as Ontario Big City Mayors, have said, look, you recently gave some money for OPP funding for smaller communities. Don't forget about us. We're getting slammed, and our police forces are getting slammed with those costs. And the property tax base was never intended to cover the kind of things that municipalities are being asked to fund. So we need their help.
Yeah, absolutely. We have around a minute left. I want to ask about the upcoming election, of course. Snap election, February 27th. What do you want to see from the next provincial leader or these candidates?
We are asking for a focus and funding on mental health, addictions, homelessness. It will take, according to Association of Municipalities of Ontario, $1 billion a year over the next 10 years to solve this crisis. We're asking for a new financial deal with the federal and provincial government because, as I said, we cannot continue to absorb the costs that are being downloaded on the property tax base. And there are a number of Burlington-specific issues, and of course we need help. If there is a trade war, we will need to have some of that stimulus funding.
Of course, I'm just reacting to these tariffs as they happen, which was what the incumbent Premier Doug Ford had said was the impetus for this election. So we'll be watching closely. We'll see what happens. Thank you so much for your time today, Mayor, and all of your insights.
Thank you.